Hi, I'm Tim. I am the Tinkering Turtle. Today we're going to do a quick accessories review. Two items from Magicycle. I've got the 4-mode battery light. It's a headlight that you can attach the handlebars to augment the existing headlight on your Magicycle e-bike. It's got 4 modes. It's got high, medium, and low, and flashing. It is 1,000 lumens and 4,500 milliamp battery. It does have a battery life table here, and that doesn't quite match what's on the Magicycle website, so I'm not sure if Magicycle is using real world numbers and these are conservative numbers, but I'll post a picture of the box so you have both for the information. So I got this light I'm going to put on. In addition to that, I've got the front basket for the Magicycle Cruiser. I'm excited about this. It's blueberry season here in West Michigan, and I can run around the corner and buy 5-pound boxes of blueberries, and it'd be nice to be able to throw the box in the basket and ride back and forth. It's not very far, it's only about a mile or so. So I'm excited about getting this on the bike. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we'll start by unboxing the cycling light. This is a USB rechargeable 4-mode headlight. It's got a power button, so you can see the light turns on. It's got a strobe function and 3 levels of brightness. Click and hold to shut it off. It is USB rechargeable, so it does come with the USB cord and a couple of different attachments to attach it to the handlebar. So I will get that charged up. I'll show you how to put it on the bike. Like I said, it's very simple. It's just screw it on, screw it off type thing. And I will try to get it out at some point in the next couple days at night to see, so you can see the brightness of the light in the dark. Next we have the Magicycle front basket. It comes with hardware kit, 4 bolts to replace the ones that are already there if you want. It's got Loctite on it. It's got a bolt which looks like it's probably for the headlight. It's got an extending cable for the headlight, so you can move the headlight from below on the shocks up to the front. That's probably a good idea, because what I found with most of these baskets, when you push down the shocks, you're going to hit the headlight on the bottom of the basket. So it's always a good idea to move it up here if you can. And it seems to me, from what I've seen, when you attach it here, it doesn't stick way out. It sticks right on the front of the basket, so that's kind of cool. So that's the unboxing. Like I said, it comes with the hardware kit and the basket itself. I've also got the headlight. Let's get to assembling it. So for assembling it to the bike, you're going to need to remove these 4 bolts. You can either use them over, or you can use the 4 bolts that came in the new accessories package with the front basket. Also, you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver and an 8mm open-ended wrench to remove the headlight and get it out of the way so you can attach the basket and then put it on the front of the basket. So the first thing you're going to do is take the headlight off. You just take the open-ended wrench and remove the screw with the Phillips head screwdriver. I got the bolt out. Put that someplace you can find it. Once the bolt is out, you just simply slide this up and out of the way. The reflector falls off. I'm probably not going to put the reflector back on, just because I don't think it's really necessary if you have a headlight. I'm going to let this hang from the side for now, but if you did want to use the reflector underneath the headlight on the basket, you could do that as well. Now that I've removed the headlight, I'm probably going to leave this bracket on. Unless it causes an issue, I'm not going to take it off. I don't think it will, because I don't think the basket comes down far enough to hit that. Otherwise it'd hit the front shocks as well. I will double check that before I take it out. First step is to remove the bolts from the mounting surface. So I will be using the new bolts because they have the nice Loctite on them already, and the other Loctite is a little worn, so I'm going to go ahead and use the new bolts on the basket. Okay, to put the basket on, just hold it up in place, start the bolts. Now this does, all the bolts started just fine. They have plenty of room. It does move up and down slightly just to give it a little bit of adjustability to the front front mounting points. And now you just tighten all 4 bolts down. So I'm just going to go ahead and tighten all 4 bolts all the way in now. I'm probably not going to show that on the video just because it's just me tightening bolts. Pretty self-explanatory. So I'll catch you in a second. So I got all 4 bolts tightened down on the basket. It's nice and solid. I do see that the cables do have some issues, and I think I'm going to try unwrapping them and seeing which ones I have to put through the basket and which ones I can leave out. I think I can leave most of them out. So I'm going to go ahead and unwrap them now. So what it looks like to me is the brake cables are probably going to be fine. Actually, all of them will probably be fine. Yeah, all of them will be fine. So I just need to wrap these up in a different way than they were before to hold everything in place and get it all bundled up nice. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and put the headlight on the front. As you can see, the existing line is too short, and that's why they gave you the extender. If you haven't taken these apart, these connectors pull straight apart. You don't twist. You be very careful to line up the pins. When you put them back together, you're going to find arrows on each of them. You line those up, and there's also a slot and a tab, and you line those up as well, and you push them straight together. That way you don't damage the little pins inside. And you got to be careful not to damage those because they can be pretty sensitive. Always take a little time and line them up properly. So now with the extender end, you can see I got a lot of extra line. I can attach it to the mount, and you can attach it to either side of the tab that sticks out. Double check, make sure this bolt that I took out below is long enough. So the hole's pretty tight in the rack, but I just screwed the bolt in like the thread and it went right through, but it is not threaded. Now I'll put the nut on the other side, get that started. And I'll grab my 8mm wrench, tighten that up so the headlight's nice and tight. Now one of the drawbacks of moving your headlight up here is that it will not steer with the front wheel. It's going to point straight forward to the bike, which I've used them both ways. It's not really a big problem to have it like that. And then after that, you're just going to want to do your wire management so you have plenty of cable when you turn it back and forth. So then we just figure out where we want to bundle it and put our wraps back on. When you get the wraps back on, just double check both directions. Everything seems fine. Take my second wrap, and I'm going to do this kind of behind the scenes here. In fact, I'll move the camera so you can see. So now I got the headlight wire hanging down here, and I've got the second wrap. I'm going to pull that up and wrap it around a little bit. Always check your wiring to make sure that it's not binding or pulling on connectors when you go both directions. So this is nice. That's nice. You shouldn't pull on it at all. And I'll probably zip tie it up to the bottom of the rack here, just so I make sure it doesn't hang down and snag on anything. Now this didn't come with any extra zip ties, but I always have zip ties around the shop. They're just super handy to have. Clip off the excess. And then double check your bundle again. Nothing's getting pulled on. Always check the barrel connectors on your brake cables and make sure that the wire's not pulling out. Everything looks good. So to put the light on, you have to pull down this tab in the front and pull it back into place. It snaps in. Then to get it back off the connector, you hold this down and you slide it off. To wrap it around the handlebars, you're going to pull this piece out, wrap around the handlebars, put it back in. Then you've got this nut that goes over it that'll cinch it down to the handlebars. I think I'm going to put mine up here. And again, this is just an extra light because you already have a headlight. Put it right next to my cell phone holder. And it's just a finger tight thing. Tighten that up nice and good. Get it adjusted. Perfect. So that's the installation process. I have to say the basket's extremely strong, very solid. It's a nice size, especially for my application of throwing some blueberries in it. Pretty excited about doing that. That should be open. Well, I think the first day of blueberry season was yesterday, so that's going to be kind of cool to go and get a 5-pound box of blueberries and not have to strap it in, just set it in here and I can ride home. The nice part about having this second headlight is that it does turn with the handlebars. So as you're turning at night, it will point. I will have to get it adjusted slightly to make sure it's not going to blind cars, but it'll point along with your steering while this one just kind of illuminates the whole thing. So it's a nice secondary. It's got a strobe effect. It's going to be pretty cool. I will get some footage of that in the next day or two and I'll add it here in the video so you can see that. So we're out here tonight showing off the new add-on light. This light here that I'm showing, and it's almost dark. It's probably a half hour until it's full dark. But this is the actual light from the Magicycle bike itself. And I'm going to turn on the additional light. That's the difference right there, people. That is the new light on full. I'm going to turn off the Magicycle bike or light. So this is the add-on light only. That's the medium. That's low. That's the flashing strobe. And that's high. So medium, low. I'm going to turn it off. And then there's the headlight on the Magicycle. So you can see that that adds a lot of light to the trail when that comes on. And I'll turn it on again one more time. And it turns with the handlebars. That's pretty cool. That's a lot of extra light that you get. Definitely worth considering. So overall, I'd have to say the assembly of the basket was pretty easy. It just took a little while to run those 4 bolts in because they do have Loctite, so they're a little stiffer. The assembly of this is really simple. To charge it, you can either remove it from the bike or you can just plug the USB port into the back and then plug it into a USB adapter and it'll charge it. Again, it has a 4,500 milliamp hour battery in it, so it will last. They say on the box says on high beams up to 2 hours approximately. The Magicycle website says that you can get 6 hours out of it. So I don't know where the discrepancy in that is, if they're using real world numbers that they've tested or if they just didn't read the particular size of the box. I'm not sure. But I will put a picture of that up right now so you can see the different timetables that go along with the 1000 lumen add-on light. So that's it for today. I hope you liked the video. I hope you consider the accessories. Like I said, I really like the baskets. I like the size and the look of the bike. I think is pretty cool. The headlight works well, gives a lot of extra light. So we'll see. You saw that in the previous footage. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. Other than that, I will catch you next time. Have a great day.